Lucy decided that it was time to harvest these beetroot. So guess what we're going to be doing in this video? That's right, you guessed correctly. We're going to be harvesting some beetroot because most of them, if not all, are in some way disturbed, the roots, and I'm not just going to put them back. And a lot of them are uprooted. So we're just going to see what we get from this beetroot harvest. Hello everyone, thank you all so very much for joining in. I'm not going to keep you all very long today at all. Today we're just going to be doing a quick harvest of some beetroots that I have in this container here. This was just an old tray that a neighbor of mine used to put some old produce, I think, and they didn't want it anymore. So I put in a bit of soil and we planted some beetroot seeds. Something that I would like you all to notice is that these beetroots are planted very, very closely, and that is something that I do very often because I didn't plant these beetroots for the beetroot, I planted it for the leaves. These beetroot leaves are super nutritious, but besides being nutritious, they're really, really delicious. Now, beetroot in general is a superfood, which we all already know. It has amazing, amazing properties. The nitrates in it does help to reduce your blood pressure. It also has vitamin C, vitamin K, really good for your skin, good for your heart, good for circulation. It's an all-round everything that you'd want in a superfood. You're going to get that in your beetroot. And I really do enjoy the beetroot itself, but more than that, I like the leaves. The leaves, I will cut it up, steam it. You can also fry it if you'd like, and you can put it in your chunky veg. You can put it in your steamed veggies. You can put it in your fried rice. You can put it in a bunch of things. Even in soup, you can put it in, and it just really is a perfect way to enjoy the beet, especially when you have sometimes children that don't like the root itself. You can cut this up, cut up the leaves, and you can mix it up with some meat, and it's just a way to get children to eat their food, because very often we try to force children to eat food in a way that we always know the food to be eaten. But if they're not eating it like that, rather than blame the child, you can try cooking it in a different way that they would probably enjoy. So one of the beetroot here that got uprooted here, it didn't form very much just yet. These weren't properly ready, but you do have a fair bit of foliage here, and this you could use and you can cook it and you could eat it. If it wasn't so full of dirt, I would have tasted one for you here. I'm going to just pull out a few more of these, and as I said, it's not so much for the root as it is for the foliage. So you can see that here we don't have too much of beetroot, but we do have a lot of foliage here, and this is going to go together, make a really good meal. Something else that is really delicious to eat this with is you can have this with saltfish. It just, I don't know, pairs really well. So you can give that a go. And what I'll do is I chunk all of this up. Could just cut all of this up together. Just wash it out really well, cut it up, and just cook everything together. The root with the leaves, because there's a lot more leaf than root. And this is something that a kind of technique that I use to get mainly leaves. Now, if you did want to specifically get your beetroot, then you would be separating these plants and you'd be putting them at least about 7 to 8 inches away from each other. So for instance, these were all growing basically on top of each other. But if I want to focus on the root, I'd put a plant here, then another plant probably here, and then another one here. And that way it'll have a lot more space for the beetroot to develop and grow unhindered by the rest of the plants. Okay, so this one, there's a bit more root on this one here. Alright, but again, focusing on these nice big beautiful leaves. My goodness, I can't wait, because it doesn't feel like a lettuce or pak choy. It's a nice thick leathery leaf. It's almost, in a weird way, it's almost like eating meat, because the leaves themselves, like if you look at it, it's like almost veiny and red like blood. I know that's kind of gross, but really tasty and nutritious meal. The leaves as well does have a lot of properties that is said to be good for your skin. So there you are. I know if you're accustomed buying beetroot in the market, in the supermarket, then you probably didn't even know that they had leaves like this. And if you didn't know, you probably didn't know that the leaves were edible, but they are. If you see it in the market, sometimes you would get a little bit of the stalk on the top, sometimes, right? So there we go. There you have my little harvest of beetroot. This is going to make so much of food. Again, it's not so much for the root, even though we do have some root. It's more for the leaves. If you want to see more about growing beetroot, you can look at my growing guide for beetroot. I'll just put it up here, so you can just click on that link. But a bit of a premature harvest, but I don't think it's so bad because I'm happy for this entire meal. Doesn't smell like anything amazing, just smells like beetroot, and just really happy, really happy to have some homegrown organic beetroot leaves. I'm really excited to be eating this, and remember that if you know somebody who would also be excited about growing their own healthy organic food right at home in a container recycled with from seed as well, then feel free to share this video and share the growing guide with them so that they can grow some nice beetroot for themselves and for their family. Remember that you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook to see more content coming to Trinidad Gardeners Garden. And feel free to tag us at any of those platforms because we'll be really happy to see what's happening in your garden. Remember, as always, it's been the love from the Trinidad Gardeners channel reminding you to get up and get growing. Take care.